Hey guys, last night a couple rumors started circulating about WWE getting ready to release some more talent today. And I wanted to make this video because if they do release some popular names, some names that are getting thrown around are obviously for a couple big reasons. Adam Rose for possibly maybe speaking out against his suspension. You know, he deleted all his tweets and support regarding his suspension and then reposted the doctor's note again last night, which shows again that he does have ADHD. He's legally been prescribed Adderall for the last year, and WWE's known about it for a year, and then just all of a sudden they decided to suspend him. Same thing with Ryback going over the contract dispute. I made a video on that if you want to go check that out. In addition to Ryback, Cameron made a post saying, "Amen, brother," to basically it seemed like support him but equal pay. And then she kind of went back in a way to not necessarily retract or kind of go after internet fans, which you guys can go check that post out on Cameron's page. And she brings up a lot of good points in the thing, but the line of the thing where she's like, well, when your mom brings your food down or something. And I was just like, dude, Cameron's a savage. But here's the thing. If some other names get released, and, you know, like I said, those are the three names kind of getting thrown around last week. Ardo Cal, Rich Brendan left the WWE and are no longer with them. Left, got released, who knows. I always liked Ardo Cal. I still remember, and I tell this story from SummerSlam 2013. I was in, this was back when he was Ardo Cal, still working on Sportsnet Canada or whatever. And there were some people in the elevator, and the Usos had just walked by, Pat Patterson had just walked by, and this lady just isn't freaking out at all. But I'm in the going to get in the elevator, and this girl gets in the elevator, and she goes, "Oh my God, are you Arda O'Cal?" And she loses her shit. Like, you didn't pop for the Usos, Pat Patterson, Road Dogg, any of those people, but the second you saw Arda O'Cal, you popped. So when it comes to the other names possibly getting released, who knows? There's been some crazy speculation, maybe Dolph Ziggler, but in the end, I don't think Dolph Ziggler is. He got his contract restructured. But with the amount of talent WWE has now, and the amount of talent they're signing, we have to be real here. There's a lot of guys, girls, women that may get released, and I don't want to say a lot as in like, oh my God, they're going to purge the roster. But if they do, you have to look at the fact that yeah, some of these people may never have gotten over because WWE never pushed them or they never did this or they never did that. But they have such a depth of roster now, especially with the signings coming in from TNA, New Japan, you know, everybody with Samoa Joe, Eric Young, Bobby Roode, you have Sami Zayn, Owen. I mean, there's so many people that have came in that have made that roster deep that some of the vintage WWE people are going to lose their spots to indie stars. They are. And we're just going to have to brace ourselves for it. The fan favorites that we like. I think Fandango could be on the chopping block eventually. I think there are some people that, you know, kind of had a little hot run for a quick minute, and then now they're not doing anything. And WWE is in a position where they have all these new superstars that are getting signed, that are moving merch, like Austin Aries' shirt sold out, Nakamura's shirt sold out, Joe's shirt sold out. If they're pushing merch, why are you keeping the guys on the main roster? You're just kind of taking away spots from them. So if the big releases start to happen and you see some of these names get released, like I said, as of right now, we don't know. And if there is a big news later today and they get announced, I'll update this. And you can follow me on Twitter at TubbyEmu. But when releases start happening, man, I think there might be some really jaded people. I think if they are a big name, like let's say off the cuff, Dolph Ziggler got taken out, right? He wouldn't. I honestly, I don't think he's going to get taken out. I don't even want to use him as an example. Let's say somebody else, like maybe somebody from the Social Outcasts. Let's say for some crazy reason they released Heath Slater. He is kind of an internet fan in the terms of, you know, people on the internet are trying to get him over with the Social Outcasts and push them. And, you know, Heath Slater, I still remember going back and watching the Nexus stuff like, man, I want him to leave this to go do the one-man rock band in the core days. And I remember I watched one of my old videos talking about Heath Slater being the one-man Southern rock band. And I kind of like him more in this aspect. I mean, really, what has he done? He's been in 3MB. He's done the Social Outcasts. He's really never had the time to shine other than when he was getting squashed by Legends on TV when everybody said that he was doing nothing, even though he was working with Legends. Those kind of spots in the WWE are kind of taking a back seat now to high-time professional wrestling. And you're going to see some people that possibly get released that when they do get released, people are, you may be upset, but when you look at who's possibly replacing them, you have Apollo Crews on the main roster, the Vaudevillains, Enzo and Cass. You still have the Revival down in NXT. You have Asuka. You have Nia Jax. You have the greatest women's wrestler of all time, Eva Marie. If you're listening this far in the video, I can't wait to see what your comment is. You have Bayley. I mean, you have Baron Corbin just got called up, and he's doing a great job on the main roster, I think, so far with Baron Corbin. And you look who else is down at NXT. I mean, you got Noe Jose, you got Shinsuke, they have a stacked roster, man, and some people are going to get cut, especially WWE favorites are probably going to get cut. And there'll be a lot of speculation of, if WWE would have done this or that. WWE didn't do anything with the TNA guys other than sign them, and they sold out merch because they're the names. They did it themselves. They got themselves over other places, so when they finally come to WWE, you're invested in them, and you want to spend money on them. And the talent that's in the WWE right now on the main roster, I like them. Guys like, Adam Rose, Bo Dallas, Fandango. I like R-Truth. I think he has some of the best comedy segments. I think he kind of filled the void with Santino being gone. But do you want to keep a guy on the roster for just the comedy segments? I mean, these are questions you have to ask when it comes to releases. Is what they're providing worth it to the company? If you have guys down in NXT that are hot and could sell merch, but you have the fan favorites up on the roster, like let's say they released Dolph Ziggler, but in return we got Nakamura up on the main roster. Would people complain? Yes, because Dolph Ziggler never got his true shot. He got de-pushed. The injuries kept him down. WWE machine was against him and all of this. But look what replaced it. Now, I don't want Dolph Ziggler to leave. I really hope eventually he gets what he deserves because he's put in, man. I remember I went back and watched his debut where he lost in the WWE 7 memorable debuts where they lost or whatever. And I'm like, he was there before with Spirit Squad. What are you talking about? Nikki! So these guys have longevity, but that longevity, has it paid off for the company? Has it made them money? Have they gone on to bigger and better things? And if your name comes up and you haven't been doing that, well, you have guys that are selling out shirts that haven't even been on the main roster yet, that haven't even had vignettes, that literally just them being there sold merch. And those guys are going to start to take the place of it. I mean, if you're not being used, WWE has got so many announcers now. I like Greg Hamilton personally. I like Greg Hamilton a little bit more than Rich Brennan. I'm still, kind of upset that Rich Brennan's gone. When Rich Brennan's gone, the last thing he did was with Becky Lynch in that whole interview he did backstage. If you missed it, you can go watch it on YouTube. It's pretty hilarious. So it's a good interview to go out on. But I don't think it's just going to be WWE superstars, man. I think you have maybe some announcers, backstage people, and people are going to get released because there's a lot of people that can fill their void now. WWE is kind of shifting to a lot more super high-profile professional wrestling, and this isn't to say the people that are on the roster right now can't do that. A lot of them have never been given the opportunity. Adam Rose has never been given that 15-minute match to show what he's actually made of. Fandango, other than Chris Jericho, hasn't, had those chops to really, really show what he could do. Not saying that he can do a lot, but a lot of these guys haven't gotten that. And when you have all these guys on the indies that are coming up that have been doing this for, years, constantly, being in the wrestling, they've been able to hone their craft. It's got to be hard for some of these guys that are possibly going to get released, or women that haven't been given that opportunity. And here come in some fresh faces that are kind of getting everything. And I hope they don't look at it as a jaded thing. I hope they look at it as, all right, you know what? These guys came up, and I don't know if I want to say they're more hungry, because like Ryback's rant was the people that lose work just as hard as the people that win. They put in the same amount of training, everything that goes into it. It's predetermined, and you're going to have winners and losers. And unfortunately, it looks like some people are going to be losers and get released. But for those people that have gotten released, the pasture and the sun is somewhat greener on the other side. We've seen a lot of, superstars either leave to go to Lucha Underground or AAA or, ECW. Derek Bateman became a huge star in TNA, which he still has some of the best work in TNA, I think. EC3 and Derek Bateman was a big mistake on WWE's part. TNA just utilized him properly. It'll be interesting to see, man. Let me know in the comment section below who you guys think might possibly get released, who you don't want to get released, but you think may. Those people that aren't getting released, what could they do on the indies? Is there something that they could do to try to get themselves over to get back in the company, or is WWE might be done with them and moving on to a new era? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Hopefully things go all right. Till next time, guys. Peace out.